My research in particular looks at the role of directors in the governance of credit unions. These institutions have unique features that differentiate them from traditional firms. In comparison to traditional banks, which are shareholder-owned, credit unions are not-for-profit organizations whose ownership is based on members who share some common bond of association. So instead of focusing on major shareholders who will nominate a person to sit on the board, credit unions democratically elect any board member who represents best the membership. The core idea of credit unions is that the members are at the center of the organization, so they aim to maximize members' benefits as opposed to making profits for shareholders. Australian credit unions are relevant to the banking system given the high market share of around 10%. So they have large membership size and large number of assets, which implies that credit unions are competing with the big banks and are regulated in the same way. Through time, we see how credit unions are evolving and how regulators are requesting more and expecting more from the board. So the findings of my research indicate when boards are formed of more expert members in terms of accounting and financial expertise, they are better able to make a significant contribution to the board. And it's also relevant for directors to be committed, which means the regular attendance at the meetings where they can effectively monitor and advise managers' behavior. And finally, the remuneration paid to directors, even though these institutions were formed on volunteer principles, credit union members will need some sort of remuneration incentives to make them more effective. When there is a high remuneration, there is an increased performance of the credit union. In other words, effective boards are needed to ensure that they are run with the main aim of the business. So for banks will be to make profits for shareholders, for credit unions to ensure that members' goals are maximized.